I don't know about y'all, but I have not been able to look at any news today to see what daily horrors it will bring us. And I've seen a number of other people commenting about how they have stopped watching MSNBC, CNN, network news. And I saw that MSNBC's ratings have been basically halved. And if you're one of those people who has stopped consuming mainstream media since the election, could you share with me your reasons why? Because I wonder if you are like me and you can't really handle the grief of the 24-hour news cycle right now, or if it's because you've lost any faith and respect in pundits, or if it's some other reason. Because I'm just wondering, where are we all going to get our news from now? I mean, accurate, reliable journalism. I mean, I will continue to get my news from Democracy Now!, from the AP, but what does that journalism ecosystem look like going forward? I mean, until the free press is disassembled. But yeah, I'm just thinking about that today. So news ratings are massively down, and I asked folks why they stopped watching the news. This person says, retired journalist here, I stopped because the media was complicit in Trump's win. Cleaned him up, stopped asking tough questions, covered his press conferences live where he took no questions. Right, having journalistic integrity tied to ratings and ad revenue is what got us where we are. Look, yet again, capitalism is not a good thing for the American people. I remember in 2016 and then throughout his initial presidency, journalists were like, we're not going to cover, we're going to cut away, we're not going to indulge, we're going to fact check the things that we do talk about in regards to his statements or policies. Then that didn't get them ratings. And we have watched the media ecosystem slide to the right, or not even slide to the right, but just like pander for profit, hiring former Trump and Pence officials, platforming right-wing nut jobs, giving them a place at the table, legitimizing them as the other side of the coin. And then they think we, the American people, don't see how they're complicit in the outcome we have now. If you stopped watching broadcast or cable news after the election, how are you now getting your news? I made a number of videos on my main where I said that I personally have not been able to watch the news. I don't want to see the decrepit Cheeto's face or hear his voice. I don't want the media to keep sane-washing him and platforming him. And why am I giving my clicks and my viewership to an industry that has profited for the last 8 years off of legitimizing a fascist, narcissistic, now convicted felon rapist by giving him access to their millions of viewers for years? And, you know, on those videos, they got a ton of views and a lot of people were like, I can't watch the news. And then after what happened with Mika and Joe on MSNBC, even more people are fleeing the news or news shows. So where are you getting your news now? How do you know that it is reputable and reliable? I know I'm still reading Democracy Now! And Democracy Docket, but where else? So I just posted a video where I was like, if you're not getting your news from television news sources anymore, where are you getting it? Right? We know that folks have left broadcast news in droves since the election, especially CNN and NBC, places that folks who consider themselves more liberal and progressive have historically chosen to park their viewership, right? And it's funny, the very first thing that came up in my feed after that video went up was a video from Aaron Parnas. That kid is doing the Lord's work, and I think a lot of folks are getting their news from alternate sources like him. I don't know if he's sleeping or eating, but he is posting all the time. But also, so much of that content on social media is just reposts from actual journalists who are doing the investigative journalism and doing the reporting. Don't get me wrong, I love Aaron's content. I'm following him, appreciate the work that he's doing. But what do we consider our reputable sources of news when journalism in this country is corrupted by capitalism? Ratings and ad revenue drive content, drive bias, and have eroded our trust in traditional news establishments.
We have some very serious news right now. Elon Musk is now publicly joking about the possibility of buying.
Once again, succession imitates life. PGM sold to Waystar Royco. It's like if you took Mattson, Kendall, Connor, Mencken, ground them all up into a slurry, and you poured them out into a few different molds. Oh my God. My kid just said, just like in Succession, when the siblings all poured a bunch of nasty stuff into a blender and made Kendall drink it. That's the kind of gloop that we have in charge of America right now.